What's going on YouTube? This is the GoatCast podcast, and we're running a little late. We are going to be on here 6:50, but technical difficulties kept us from doing that. But what's going on? I'm CW, joined by my man BigNige. What's going on?
Yo,
what's up?
We just here right now. Technical difficulties really got out the groove.
Yeah, but hopefully you guys are watching TNT with us. We were going to share it with you, but like I said, technical difficulties. But we have our picks up, so you can see who we think will be the reserves, and we're mostly right on the starting five. But of course, Damian Lillard snuck his way in there, so he's starting for the East. But we got everybody right on the West. So let's see how these reserves pan out. Coming soon.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who they got. See who's gonna get snubbed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a snub or two. Who are you least confident about in your list? I know Vic ain't getting in. The Sengun is not getting in, so we already know those two.
Yeah.
Who else you think?
I mean, they could not show love to Ingram and show like extra love to like somebody like Towns, since the Timberwolves are the number one seed.
Yeah, I can see that.
It could also go like De'Aaron Fox might not get the nod. Like I think,
which would be crazy.
It would be crazy, but I don't know. I feel like they're just gonna they might factor in winning, like as coaches. You know what I mean? Coaches like they respect veteran players, but they also respect winning, which is why.
True.
Steph will make it, but like he's making it when he's down to the ding.
I mean, come on, Steph been playing good this season so far.
Yeah, but they stink. Like
it's not his fault though. It's not his fault. He could get in based on legacy alone. So
I mean, it don't matter even if it's not his fault. I mean, like they're the 12th seed. That's one of the main. That's the reason why I don't have Trae Young in the All-Star game, because they're higher than the 12th seed, but they're the 10th seed.
Well, you got to show him some love. He's a future Hall of Famer, and he's playing well. They're just not winning. I mean, Jordan got in his last year.
But Curry's not like on his last leg. Curry's.
No, he's not. But he's still.
28.
You know who Steph is, and there's no way they would not put Steph on the All-Star team.
Oh no, he definitely gonna make it. It's just they are 12th though. Like we gotta put some context in it. They stink.
I wouldn't. Well, they do stink. I was about to say I wouldn't say they stink, but they have a chance to get it together.
You're more optimistic than I am.
I mean, you're not a fan of the Warriors. You don't think they have that veteran mentality to get it done?
Heck no. they stink.
They got some young guys though.
Man, them boys are absolutely dog water, man. Come on now.
I wouldn't say that. You think Kuminga's dog water?
Yeah, he is dog. Like he's cool. He's cool. He's not. He's just. I feel like like how players have been on the bench for so long, and it's like they get their time to shine. I just feel like he could have been like Wiggins 2.0. Like he could have been working on his jumper. Like I remember when they played the Lakers the other night. I mean, he wasn't even looking toward the basket. Sometimes like he catch it above the 3-point line, and he's just like, just ready to pass. Like yoke that thing. Like let that thing go, man. Like you're an NBA player.
But you playing with Hall of Famers. Like maybe he just has to work himself into that mentality.
But they should want him to shoot that. Like he should feel comfortable in his shot, and he should want to shoot it.
Exactly.
You get paid millions to just play basketball. You might as well shoot it. I mean, they wasn't guarding him. They was all looking at Steph and Clay.
Well, I mean, it's the Lakers, so what defenders do they have?
None. I mean, they have defense, but they don't have very many players who can actually defend.
They sure don't. Welcome in anybody that has just joined us. We're waiting on the All-Star selection. Okay, Kawhi Leonard is our first
He's on my list.
Yeah, he's on my list, so we're good there, and he deserves it. So,
Fossil Leonard.
you say what?
Fossil.
You say a fossil, man?
Well, he does not age like no fine wine. He is old.
I mean, he's still doing his thing.
I don't know, man. He just doesn't look like Kawhi to me anymore.
I mean, he's not the Kawhi from the San Antonio or Toronto, but he's still the man.
Define the man. I think we got different definitions of the man, but
he's the man.
He's their best player, even though Paul George be cooking some games.
Oh, JJ Javier says, where are we watching it on? We're watching it on TV. We got it on TNT. If you have TNT, check it out. Anthony Davis is another selection for the Western Conference. So we got right now Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis. We're both correct on those picks.
AD.
Devin Booker. So we missed that one. I did say his name. So he was somebody that I did say could make it in, and he is in. So not mad at that.
Yeah, I really wish that we could have, had the live picks in front of us. And everything.
I mean, it would have been better, but yeah, we ran into some
first time live streaming. We're gonna get it right next time.
Yeah, we'll be well prepared next time. But stay with us because we're gonna let y'all know how we feel about these picks.
So we got Kawhi and AD.
Anthony Edwards, of course. So far we got Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, and Anthony Edwards. So yeah. So we're 3 for 4. That's
yeah. All right. So far they got a front court player. Well, they got 2 front court players,
2 back court,
and 2 wing or no, 2 guards. Excuse me, 2 guards and 2 front court players. Because obviously AD is a wing or big or whatever, and Kawhi's a front court. Book's a guard, so he'd be a guard. Anthony Edwards is a guard. So, wait, they haven't named Steph yet?
Yeah, Steph just got named. Steph's in.
I was about to say,
you already knew
Steph the first name on the list. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
If you want to, you can type it into the chat.
You want me to type it in the chat?
Yeah, we can type it in the chat. Okay, Paul George made it in. We didn't put Paul George, but
I had him. I actually had him as a snub. But
so it's looking like from our picks, De'Aaron Fox might get the snub. Brandon Ingram, I think, is pretty much foregone conclusion. He'll get snubbed.
Dang, so they got PG in there. All right. Shout out PG.
Yeah, I mean, the Clippers playing good.
So shoot, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They only got 1 more spot left.
Yep.
That's gonna be interesting.
Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, you wish.
Watch what I say.
Man, please. If they put him in there, don't put in someone else that's got more than like 12 wins. Yeah, we're gonna have some.
Okay, Carl after counts.
Man, I put Chet over him. You know where I stand.
You put Chet over Cat?
I'm putting Chet over Wemby. Not Cat.
No, we ain't worried about that. Neither one of them made it. So what's up, chat? We found out the Western reserves. I'm gonna type those in the chat if you haven't seen them. But I guess I'm gonna have to type them one at a time.
What?
Leonard, Davis, Paul George, Anthony Edwards. Who else we got? Devin Booker, Cat, I'm missing one. Who am I missing?
You said
Oh,
Kawhi,
Steph.
AD, yeah, and Steph. Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay. We were close. We got Kawhi, AD, Ant-Man, and Steph. So
Dang, no Fox.
4 out of 7 ain't bad. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox definitely got snubbed. I think my man Wemby got snubbed, but that's another conversation. Yeah, it's a bonus, but I didn't have Sabonis in there, so.
Nah, I didn't have Sabonis either.
I can't think of anybody else. I think that was pretty much it. Well, Brandon Ingram, but I mean,
Ingram was
the Pelicans are winning, so I mean they're not great, but they at least deserve one All-Star.
I mean, they're 7th seed. I mean, they're only like a game behind Phoenix, and Phoenix got 2 All-Stars. And even though I don't think Ingram's as good as KD or Book, I think he deserves a spot.
No, I mean, I get it, but yeah, I think at least one Pelican could have got in, but yeah, this isn't a bad list.
Are they about to get to the East? Are they going?
Yeah, they're going. Yeah, they're going. Well, they're still talking about their snubs, but so if you guys are watching, who do you think got snubbed out of the Western Conference reserves? Of course, I put them all in the chat if you can see them. I mean, De'Aaron Fox, Sacramento's what? They're
the 5th seed.
5th seed, so yeah, they definitely deserve at least
They definitely should have had one at least.
Yeah. But you couldn't take Steph out. That's the only thing.
Why not? They 12.
Man, you can't take Steph out of there.
Man, they are booty. Come on, man. You might as well put Desmond Bane in there. If we put in bottom feeders, go ahead and throw Wemby in there.
No, I mean, but like I said, that's a legacy pick. So you can't.
He's taking a spot from somebody who deserves it on a winning team. Come on now.
They're young. Well, they'll be back.
Man, like
I think
they need to make it where if you're not at least the 1 through 10 seed, you can't make it. Like we really rewarding losers.
I mean, how? But they're rewarding greatness. If you're a great player and your team's just losing, then I mean,
does that really make you an all-star though?
Didn't LeBron get in last year? And they stunk?
Last year. What was the Lakers at this point? Halfway through the season?
They were about where
they were now though. But I'm pretty sure they were at least top 10.
I don't know about that. But
I'm pretty sure they were around the same record. Like they probably were like
they shouldn't have been in there.
What you mean? What you mean? If they were about the same record they are, about 500, and they were at least in the play-in, I think they was cool.
Well, what Golden State's a game or two out?
Well,
they're probably they're a couple games because they're like 19.
They're like a game and a half, maybe 2.
What's their record? They're 19 and
they're 20 and 24.
20 and 24. Okay, that's not.
Then even 500. Come on, man. Can we?
Well, are the Lakers 500? Are the Lakers 500?
Man, they're 24 and 25.
They're not 500, so we can't. 40, so as long as you're saying you try to make it like as long as you're 500, you can be an all-star. But
thank you, JJ. Hey, Warriors are 12, so should Curry not be in it? Heck no, he should not be in it.
He should be. Thank Curry. You. Come on, Javier.
He's asking a question though, and if you want me to answer the question, to me personally, obviously the All-Star game is a popularity contest. It's for the fans. So if the fans want him in, sure. But if you're asking me, they stink, and he's a part of that stink.
He is not. He's still producing, so I think he should be an all-star. There should be one spot for a legacy all-star. If you're playing well as somebody that's a Hall of Famer, you're still playing well. They should have one spot for you. Them young guys still have time to get it. So,
what if that's their 1 year, man? You remember how like quick Victor Oladipo's prime went after he blew out his knee?
I mean, that's true, but
like you can't take these years for granted, man.
But just imagine Steph Curry not being at the All-Star game or in the All-Star game.
I mean, he's going to be shooting with that one WNBA player.
I know, but that's the only highlight you get from Steph during the All-Star weekend.
Shooting threes. I mean, that's what he do.
He's going to shoot threes in the All-Star game. That's what he's about to do. So that's what you want. So as you can see, we have our picks up there. We missed a few, but I think I'm spot on in the East. I think the East is going to be where my picks shine because we had the exact same pick. So I mean, I don't think there's any question of who should be in the East. I think maybe Trae Young can sneak in, but if we're going by your criteria, he shouldn't be in there.
No, he shouldn't. Wait, are you sharing something on your screen? Because on my end, it's just a black screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing our picks.
Dang, I can't see none of that. Well, hopefully they can see it. Because I cannot.
I hope y'all can see it.
Let me see. Well, if it's, hopefully it's in, If not, okay. But.
Yeah, we're waiting on the East to come there. Took a small commercial break. But I mean, I kind of like the Western Conference picks. I think the West is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do about Embiid though for the East. Like, is he gonna be healthy enough to play?
He ain't gonna play. They need him too bad. I mean, the All-Star game isn't. They're not playing no defense, but still. So here we go with the East. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna type each name as they're announced.
Dang, the Knicks jumped up to the 3rd seed. Dang.
You know, they got 2 All-Stars. You about to see. Jaylen Brown. We knew that one.
Okay, that was my pick. Okay. Word.
Jaylen Brown is an All-Star reserve for the Eastern Conference. This is the 3rd All-Star? Wow. Yeah, the Celtics deserve 2. 2 All-Stars.
Shoot, they might deserve. I ain't gonna say it.
Well, who else is All-Star? I mean, Derek White.
If we could, someone who is like just underrated but gets his love at the same time, like he's like right there in the middle of kind of being overrated and underrated. He's a very nice player though.
You think who is this? Donovan Mitchell.
D Mitch, 4th seed. That's still Cleveland, that's all you got. Good luck.
What, Donovan Mitchell? They got some young guys. They got Mobley.
No, I'm saying that's the only All-Star.
Yeah. No, I ain't getting no more.
And I think D Mitch is out.
You think he's what?
New York.
Man, he ain't going. Him and Brunson can't play together.
Either New York or Miami or LA.
Jalen Brunson. Knew he was making it.
Yeah, he should have been starting. But that's just my opinion.
I wouldn't go that far, but
what? What you mean?
Over Tyrese Maxey?
Yes, over Tyrese Maxey.
Over Damian Lillard?
Yeah.
No, we ain't going that far.
Dude, he's
good though. He's good.
I've watched some Knicks games this year. Like he's
good. I mean, he's like that. Almost unguardable, just about at certain points.
I got mad respect for the 6 foot and under club. Like he's giving dudes 7 foot 6'10" business at like 6'1" or however tall he is.
Bam Adebayo. Another one. Yep. Correct. But yeah, Bam's playing good. Some good defense.
All around great player.
Yeah, they've been doing it on both ends, so well deserved. He was on there last year, wasn't he?
He might have been. I
So
can't
4 for
remember.
4. 4 for 4. Also, if you're out there watching, please like and subscribe to the channel.
Yes,
We're gonna try to do some more of these at some point.
Most definitely.
Julius Randle, 5 for 5.
Dang, is he even going to be able to play?
Oh no, I don't think he's gonna make it. He's got to be evaluated like 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, somebody's going to get his spot.
So you got Embiid spot and you got Randall's spot. That's 2 more pieces that I don't know. Then you might bring in well, those are 2 front court players. But I guess the commissioner can replace them with anybody, but they're gonna need some more size if they're gonna get rid of Embiid and Randall. You need at least 1 or 2 front court players.
Okay, Tyrese Maxey.
Shoe in, of course.
Of course. So we are 6 for 6.
Go ahead and show Paulo some love, man. Go ahead and give him that spot.
Yeah, they got to. I don't know who else. Unless they pick another Celtic, I don't see who they put above him.
They could do Derek White. I mean, is he? I think he's listed as a guard this year, right? He's a shooting guard.
Yeah, he's a guard.
Yeah, so I don't know, like what other wings is out there in the East? Like maybe Tobias Harris gets the nod.
Oh, they ain't doing that.
I mean,
crazy. That.
Who else you got? Porzingis, maybe.
I hope not. I mean, he's playing good. He ain't playing. I mean, he's not.
But like the East is kind of getting thin. I mean, I don't know who else you bring in, especially like a wing.
Okay, so we're 7 for 7. Paulo.
Yeah, right. Some respect on Paulo's name.
Okay. So there you have it. We have the West and East reserves all revealed. So who do you think's winning? Who's got the better squad?
Well, it's kind of hard now because the East is going to be without Embiid, and that's like probably their best player, unless you think Giannis is better. But I think Embiid's the best one on that team. So without Embiid, I mean, it really comes down to who are you going to replace Joel Embiid with and Julius Randle. You got 2 front court players right there.
You could go. I guess you could go Tobias Harris, maybe, and then maybe Porzingis.
I feel like Derek White should get the nod over Porzingis, to be honest with you. But if they need size,
yeah, I mean, if you're replacing 2 bigs, I would think they would replace them with other bigs, but so I guess.
I mean, is Turner playing good? I don't remember Turner.
Miles Turner.
I think he's playing all right?
Yeah, he's been playing. His numbers I don't remember, but
I had to look him up.
Top of my head.
What you got, Miles Turner? What you got, big dog? 17 and 7. Ain't all-star. That's okay numbers. They ain't all-star to me.
Yeah, I don't think what was the bonus? I don't know if he was averaging that much.
What's the bonus? Shoot. Big dog, it's a bonus. What you got for me, big dog? Let's see. He is averaging 19.9 points and 13 rebounds and 8 assists. That's solid.
Yeah, not bad.
20 and 13, 62% from the field.
So Trey, we forgot Trey Young. He might sneak in there. But I think Derek White probably. I would put Derek White in there before I put Trey Young.
echoes the winning. Even though Trae Young is playing really good this season, they're just kind of all over the place. And the injury to, I forgot the dude's first name, but I think it's like something Johnson, like a big wing that they got
for the Hawks.
Yeah, he was a big. It was a big loss for him when he got injured with, I think it was like his elbow or his hand or something. He went down for a good amount of games, and he's probably their like second or third best player, depending on which night the DeJounte Murray wants to show up.
I think it's going to be well, we know we're going to get from the All-Star game, so it's not going to be any defense and any technical skills or fundamental basketball being shown. So, and how about Siakam? You think Siakam could sneak in there?
I mean, he was on a mediocre Raptors team, pulls up to the Pacers.
Now he's winning.
Yeah, but he literally just got to the Pacers. I don't see him making it because he hasn't been established on that team. And even when he was in Toronto, he's not like he was doing nothing crazy for them. I don't know. I don't think he'd make, like, in terms of someone to replace Randall, he's not a bad option in terms of just keeping it size-wise, but I'd probably lean more toward like Tobias Harris.
So you give Harris the nod instead of I mean,
it's just hard. The East really like I've been saying, I don't think the East really is all that talented. Like, it's top heavy.
I think they're talented, but
like even the two best rookies are in the West. Like, if we're talking about future and going forward, like the East is really, you got what, Maxey, Halliburton, Tatum. I mean, Tatum is still in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, Brunson, Paulo's cool. But I mean, outside of that, I don't think. I mean, I don't even know if he stays in the East. To be honest with you, he ain't gonna stay. He ain't gonna stay in Cleveland. I know that much for a fact.
Well, I don't know where he'd go. I mean, he can go. He's got options.
He got to go to a big market.
I don't think he has to.
He's been playing for Utah and Cleveland. Like, come on now.
Where else is he going to go? I mean, if he wants to play with another superstar, I don't know how that would work.
I just think he's perfect for Miami. Like,
I
think get rid of Rozier and shoot. You could probably
Rozier is not helping at all.
Just let his contract go or whatever, and you could even let go of well, not let him go, but you could like probably sign and trade Tyler Hero. Get them boys off the ball. Put the ball in Mitchell's hands. You got Jimmy and you got Bam. Let's work. You know what I mean? Like,
I can see that, but you'll have a structured environment, so I think that'd be a.
But they need steady offense though, like a good steady scorer. Somebody who can put the ball in the hole and just put the ball in his hands and let him create. Because Jimmy Butler does it, but he only wants to do it in the playoffs. Like, he'll do it in spurts in the regular season, but like,
he's got to save that energy.
And it's like, you do that, and you guys are, 7th right now, and could be potentially in a play-in type of situation where they, last year they lost to the Bulls, and then they turn around and beat the Raptors, I think, or it might be the other way around. They might have lost the Raptors and beat the Bulls, but they almost didn't make the playoffs, but once they made it,
they went to the finals. So they steamrolled pretty much.
Yeah, but Miami was shooting the ball really good. Basically the entire postseason.
Maybe they're holding back.
I mean, but like the way they're getting shot.
They do need a steady star, like a Donovan Mitchell or someone like that who is consistent. They need some consistency on that team because, one night it might be this guy, the next night might be this guy that goes off, but they need that steady person so they can be consistent and win games consistently.
Because, like you said, they got a great system.
Yeah,
Which means, the role players know their role. They know what to bring to the table, and anything they give you extra is just icing on the cake. But you just need to have that steady diet of, a big three or a really good big two to kind of, carry them over the top. And they don't have that right now.
I agree. Well, those are your 2024 NBA All-Star reserves. So
have
let
they
us
announced
know
the 3-point contest and all that stuff yet?
No, I guess that is next.
Like on this episode?
Are they announcing it? Well, no, because the game's about to start. So
yeah, so they probably, I guess, would have to announce it like next week?
Maybe Tuesday. Well, they have a show Tuesday and Thursday for TNT, so maybe that'll be Tuesday night's reveal.
I want to see who's in that. I don't care about the skills challenge. I probably won't even watch it, but I mean, it will be cool. It's cool to see Wemby, dribble a ball, how tall and awkward he looks sometimes. But I'm really trying to see that 3-point
Sometimes
contest.
that's more exciting than a dunk contest.
Well, I feel like there's only so many dunks you can do in someone's lifetime before you've seen everything. Unless people are like Wemby gonna be dunking from the floor, like sit down dunking or something, something we ain't seen before.
He can almost do that. He can just do a standing dunk and make that look fancy, I guess.
But they got like professional dunkers now who be doing like the dunks that the NBA players do in the dunk contest, make that stuff look easy.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. You've pretty much seen everything, so it's hard to be unless they try to do those big theatric dunks, which half the time don't work. So you're just left. I mean, what you gonna do now? Jump over a bus?
I mean, what was it, Aaron Gordon, when he did when that mascot was on the little hoverboard thing, and he was like twisting, and then he catch
ball and jump.
Ooh, that was nasty, man. We need that really level of creativity.
Yeah, that's really the last good dunk contest.
That was 2016.
Yeah, so it's been a while. I remember they did the team one. I think John Wall was in that one where they had dunk teams, the East versus West or something like that. They've tried many different concepts that just aren't catching.
Shoot. Who did that one dunk in it was like dark. Like it was like they shut off all the lights and he like a glow in the dark. I think was it Paul George?
Was it?
I don't remember, man. I just remember somebody doing that one year, and it was just like he really tried that. Like it's the creativity part of it, just trying new things, thinking outside the box. Definitely respectable.
Well, yeah. So Embiid's probably definitely out. He's got an injury to his lateral meniscus, so.
Oh yeah, he's done.
So we won't see Embiid and he'll probably get disqualified from the MVP race. Like I said,
that's tragic though, man. Like he's been playing great. Like, come on, man.
But if you watched Gil's Arena the other day, he did bring up a good point as far as, maybe you cannot do the 65 game thing, but you go by totals instead of going by averages, which kind of makes sense. I don't agree with Gilbert that much, but that does make sense because if you look at it, Embiid's the best scorer average-wise, but he doesn't have the most total points. SGA does, and he's 7th. So because he's not playing, so it looks better that he's playing fewer games and scoring a lot in those games and then, putting up stats in those games, but he's not playing enough like other players who are playing many more games than him and producing just not with the same averages. So I think that would be a way to fix that issue. So, I mean, if you don't make 65, you don't make 65, but we're not going by just your averages. We're going by your total, the accumulation of your points or your assist or rebound.
Man, answer me this one question, man.
Okay.
Who has looked better than Joel Embiid this year?
No one, but you got to play games. You can't. I mean, I can look great in 5 games.
All you need to know right there. He is the best player.
But I'm saying you got to play. You have to play. I can look great in 4 games and look bad in if I play 10. So you got to play. You can't just come out there, get buckets 2 nights, kind of split it up and play one night, don't play it back-to-back, play a couple days later. Okay, you got fresh legs. These other guys are playing back-to-backs. They're traveling on the road. So maybe they're not putting up the same stats as Embiid because they have the wear and tear of the 82-game season, and you're taking nights off between, road trips and these things. So I don't know.
I mean, I kind of see what you're saying, but at the same time, it sounds like it's not Embiid's problem. You know what I mean? Like,
what, as far as playing certain
like
amount
that,
of games?
His opponents got less rest than him. Well, go sit down. You know what I mean? Like,
but then your team suffers if you sit down.
Well, it's just what it is. Like, you got to get rest. If you're an injury-prone player, you got to sit down. You know what I mean? They got too much analytics, too much sports medicine, sports science. That's going to tell him, hey, every 5 to 10 games, you're probably going to need to sit down a game or 2. And that's okay. As long as his team is in a respectable spot in the playoffs. Because what you don't want is players to kill themselves during the regular season and then come postseason, they can't give you no more because you expect them to play X amount of games at X level of intensity because these are one of the, this is the upper echelon of your players. And now it's like you want to burn them out. So some of them might have to feel obligated to play 65 just to get their, whatever award they're shooting for. But then come the postseason, because obviously everyone's tired. No one's going in the postseason fully healthy. Like, we get all that. But you want to give yourself the best possible chance to win a championship. Not the first round, not a conference finals.
Well, then you have to pick or choose which one you want, which one you're shooting for. Am I shooting for the individual award or the team award?
I mean, I would assume they'd shoot for the team award for the the goal, like the end all be all, the championship.
So that's a sacrifice you have to make. You're gonna have to make a sacrifice to say, hey, I'm not gonna be eligible for MVP this year, but I'm gonna make sure I'm ready to go to these playoffs and play the hardest I can and get my team to the next level. But
yeah, but why are we making players choose now? Like, they shouldn't have to choose between awards based off a certain amount of games they play. It's not like they're not playing games. They just won't play. Like, if it's 82 game season and then you say you have to play 65, okay.
Well, I gotta bring this.
I mean, I'm not saying we want players to play as much as they can, like 70 plus games, whatever the case. But like, these era of players just aren't built like that. And Embiid's on the older side. He's not like a new up and coming player. He's been in the league for a few years.
Yeah, he has.
But I think there's got to be something for players who have raked up a certain amount of mileage. Like, you don't expect a brand new car to be just as good as your old beater sitting in the driveway. Like, you gotta have you expect.
But if you take care of it, it can.
You said what?
So if you take care of it, it can.
Yeah, but how many people are taking care of their beaters?
If you want a long life from it, then you take care of it. You take care of your body, don't you? You want to go longer, so you have to take care of your body.
Everybody takes care of their body.
Well, not everybody, but you should.
At a certain age, you get to the point where it's like, I'm what I am now. Same thing with NBA players. You don't want to get, like, not everybody's Kobe Bryant, not everybody's LeBron James. Like, we're talking about people.
I understand that.
Even Michael Jordan, like, these are Iron Men of durability.
He was 40 years old, played all 82 games.
But that's unprecedented. that speaks to his greatness, but we can't make that the standard because everybody won't be able to live up to Michael Jordan's standard.
Well, I
His
understand
durability
that,
alone was insane.
but that's the purpose. Like I said, you have to pick or choose. Are you there to win championships, or are you there to win individual awards? Which one is it? Because you can't have your cake and eat it too in this situation. Fans pay a lot of money to see you. These arenas want you there, so you can't just say, "Hey, I'm gonna play these 2 games, but I'm gonna take these 3 games off." You can't. It shouldn't be a pick and choose kind of league for players. I mean, I understand there's analytics, and if you play a back to back, there's a chance you can. But I've seen reports where that's not even the case. Load management doesn't even work. So, I mean, play if you're able to. What's his name? Rashad McCants says there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. Now, if you're injured, then of course you don't play because an injury can be aggravated. But if you're hurt, you play. All of us, you've played basketball. I've played basketball. We played basketball hurt. We weren't. Yeah. I don't think you ever go into a game 100%, especially after some of the practices you have and the games you have. So you never go into a game 100%. So if you're hurt, you play. You bandage yourself up, you ice it up, and you just go out there and do what you got to do. But I mean, I understand it's not all them. It's the medical staff saying, "Hey, you need to take this night off because of what's going on." But I just think you have to put more. Some of these guys got to put more effort into being on the court. That's just my thing.
I don't know, man.
We got declining ratings. Their ratings are just trash right now.
Well, then why don't you do this? All right. So if you see, all right, so if they map out the schedule, right, and let's just say within a 2-week span, you'll know we will be sitting Joel Embiid this game against the Charlotte Hornets. You're giving fans at least a 2-week, maybe even longer if you want to do a month, but you give them a certain cushion. Do we still want to go to the game knowing Joel Embiid won't be there? So they're not, feeling like neglected and want to like boycott the NBA because the one game they go to a year, the star player of both teams aren't playing. They just give them a heads up like, hey, it is February 1st. We will be playing the Charlotte Hornets February 25th or something like that. We will not play Joel Embiid, blah, blah, blah. Like if this is something like a injury that already happened, we know it's lingering. We know we're going to sit him down. So we're going to tell you, we're going to announce it. Like the NBA can announce it all over. Joel Embiid will not play February 25th. Not like he won't play this game tonight when everybody's thinking he's like a game time decision and all this stuff. No, because you're getting everybody's hopes up. They already put their money in the seats and in the game. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, no Embiid. So I pulled up. I drove 6 hours to come see Joel Embiid play, and he's sitting down in street clothes.
I mean, you can do that, but it's just, I don't know. There's got to be a medium there. There's got to be something there where you meet in the middle, compromise. But I just think that if you're paid to play, you play. I mean, I just don't. Like I said, if you're hurt, if it's an ankle or something like that, if there's certain body parts that are ailing, then for a big man, yes. I mean, I understand Embiid, big men, there's more wear and tear on them because they're a little bigger, they're taller, they're rebounding, they're in there battling guys. So they get some bumps and bruises a little more than the guys on the wings. So some of his I can understand, but I just feel like if they're able to play, they should push for them to play. And you don't have to play them 40 minutes. You can do some time management on them and make sure that they're not out there just too much, but you still want them to play. You want them to stay in game shape, and you want all those things. You don't want these guys sitting all the time. But I mean, I get both sides of it. Like I feel if players can, they should play. But I also feel there's analytics and things of that nature, medical analytics that show that if you continue to play on his ankle, it's going to eventually get worse and worse, and it's going to lead to something else, a tear or something like that. So I get that, but I mean, you have to give the fans what they want, their money's worth. And the NBA, unfortunately, is not like the NFL, where the NFL is more of a team sport, where this is a superstar. It's a player sport. So people come in to watch players, and players aren't playing like they should, then, I mean, because you don't know who are going to be you don't know if your city is going to be in the playoffs or things of that nature. And they're going to play.
Our city ain't going to be in the playoffs.
I mean, I know Charlotte ain't going to be in the playoffs, but so you want to see him. So when he finally comes to Charlotte, you want to be able to go see him. But if that's penciled in as, we're not going to play him this night because we have Boston the next night or something like that, then that's unfair to that Charlotte crowd. That's just how I feel.
And it's a business at the end of the day, man. We got to protect our assets.
But it's
can't run our assets to the ground.
No, you can't. But you can't run the people that are paying for those assets away. So if they're not there,
we give them a heads up that they won't be playing. It's not like.
But if it's LeBron's only going to come to Charlotte one time.
Well, then you just go to the game that he's going to play in.
But if he pencils that in as that's the game I'm not going to play,
okay,
then
what's wrong with that?
That's a whole season you don't get to see. And
no, that's not necessarily the case because you can go fly to go see him play in LA.
Man, you ain't going to go all the way to LA or.
Why not?
You're not going to go down to Miami to watch.
If you want to see Bron or you want to see your favorite player, why not? You don't have
a lot of money. If I have a team in my state or in my area, why would I have to go to another state?
Because your team sucks.
Well, I mean, we can't help that, but you can still come play against our team. You want
to see Bron go get 30 on your favorite team just because, like?
I mean, if you want to witness greatness, as they say he is, I want to see that.
If you want to witness greatness, if he ain't pulling up to your gym, go to his gym.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
That's how it should work. I mean, if we're talking about people getting mad that they're paying for a product and the product's not in their face, okay, the solution would be we'll let you know when these players are playing. We'll give you a heads up, 2 weeks, a month, right? But if an injury happens, the game before or something like that, then obviously you have to make, preparations and you have to, make announcements on the fly. But like for the most part, a lot of these players, unless they just recently get injured, they sit out because of something like nagging them. And if they know like, hey, like I'm not going to be able to go. And like, I think I'll play these next 2 games. And then this third game, I won't be able to go. Go ahead and let them know. Or 10 games down the road, this is going to bother me. So we got like a road trip coming up. All right, I'll play in all the road trip games. We come back to our first home game. Take that one off because I've played 5 to 8 game road trip, and I need one of these days to get my leg right, get my treatment. Something. I'm just saying, like, if we're just gonna only look at it from the fans' perspective, then what are the players? You know what I mean? Like the people who are playing in like basketball, and obviously it's not like football, but it is a contact sport.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the refs, they be blowing their whistle every 2 seconds, but people are still getting, battered and tattered. And we can't just keep saying like, oh, y'all just suck it up and keep playing because like, these are humans. Like if you're,
I'm not saying that.
If you're going to work and you're sick, right? Like, are you expected to just keep showing up or do you need to take some time to, get better?
Yeah, but if I just have a nagging knee injury or elbow injury, I still need to come in. I'm not going to take off. I'm not going to sit out. I'm not going to call my boss and be like, no, it could get injured worse if I walk on it too much or whatever. No, you're going to go to work unless you are sick. I mean, if you're sick, of course not. If you're sick, you're not going to play in a game most times. But if you just have something nagging or something that you just don't feel right or don't feel good, you going to work.
But think of it like this, right? So if we consider what our work is to how the NBA does like their awards, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
constantly working for an achievement, whether it's the
Mm-hmm.
championship, all NBA, MVP, whatever, rookie of the year. It applies to like your job. So if you're like constantly like coming down from your sickness or whatever, but you can't, perform your best at work at your job, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
then that would, you know, decrease your chances of maybe getting that raise this year if you're like at a performance-based job like the NBA is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Players who maybe they play throughout the entire year and they've been hurt since game 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, their stats might suffer. And because of their stats suffering, they might not get a big payday that offseason because they didn't take time during the season to get their body right, to increase their production, increase their effort, efficiency, all things across the board. But it's like if we just say, all right, you just got to keep pushing through it, well, their performance is going to show. Like if I got a nagging elbow injury or a knee injury, I'm not going to be able to, shoot it at the same clip that I might have would have if I took a day or two to get my elbow right. Same thing with like if you got a leg injury and you're a defender, you can't get in that stance and react on time. You can't anticipate because you have to compensate for that leg injury. Like all these things factor into
They
how a
have
player performs.
state of the art medical staffs, and they have all kind of medicines and things to fix those ailments or to alleviate those ailments.
But they can't fix everybody.
No, they can't
Just
fix
because
everybody. I'm not
just
saying
because I give you
everybody
but just
should.
because I give you Theraflu doesn't mean your cold's gonna go away. No.
No.
Just because it works for me doesn't mean it'll work for you.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they have that to their disposal. We don't, but I'm just saying if you can play, like I can understand if you're a superstar, you're just gonna have to take that one on the chin. I mean, if you're a Jaylen Brown who's like he's a star, he's not a superstar, okay. But if you're Joel Embiid, if you're Giannis, if you're LeBron, if you're these guys, people are paying money to see you. So I can get it once or twice, but when this starts becoming a pattern in every season where you have to take a certain amount of games off because you might get hurt, then what is that? I mean, they're paying to see you. We're watching TV to see you, so you got to show up. I mean, you only have just think about that. You only have to show up 82 days. Most of us have to work almost every single day. 82 days. That's less than 3 months.
But that's not including the postseason too.
Well, that's not including the postseason, but
you got to factor that in for those players that you mentioned. They all go to the postseason.
So that's 4 months. You have to
of high level basketball, though, especially that last.
You're not playing high level every single night.
In the
if you're coming to play the Charlotte Hornets, you're not coming.
I'm talking about the postseason. Like you're adding that additional month.
Okay, so you can still play against. You can play against the Charlotte, and you don't have to go full throttle. You can just play against them, and play 20-something minutes, and be done. Is that going to really damage you that much to play 20 minutes?
It's going to damage your numbers.
What's that?
It's going to damage your numbers, your production.
If you're playing a terrible team, then you can get your numbers easily. I mean, who was that? Luka had 46 in 2 quarters.
That's Luka.
So if you're that good, you can get your numbers. And we see how easy, we've just talked about it. We see how easy people can score. So it's not going to affect them that much. And if they want to get their stats up, they can just go back out and play.
I don't know. I'm not really seeing it because it's like, why would I put myself in harm's way to play against a team that we're never going to see in the postseason? It's like if I'm hurt, not injured, but if I'm hurt and I know like this team really ain't on my radar, they're not on my radar like that. Like What's the hurt in sitting down?
You have to please the people helping pay your paycheck. You've got to please them. They should be number one. The customer has to be your number one out of everything. Because
but do you think it's on the NBA to start pushing the younger players? Because we're expecting a lot, and these are the older players, the guys that's well in their 30s.
We're not expecting LeBron to win MVP. I mean, he could, but we're not expecting guys his age.
Yeah, but those are the names that you mentioned, though. Like these are all like older players. Besides like Luka.
How old was Joel Embiid? He can't be that old.
Probably what, 30?
30 is not old.
But his body, he might as well be. Wait, what's his age, man? Let me see. How old is he? He's 29, and he'll be 30 next month.
Man, that's if you can't play in your 30s at a high level.
But you just said big men are more prone.
Well, I said big men, so I said I understand a little bit with Embiid.
You don't know that many. We don't know that many. Very many skilled big men like him who stayed around.
They're not down there battling like Shaq and David Robinson, Hakeem. They're not down there on the low post doing that type of stuff either. So it's not like they're
guarding out.
What's that?
They're guarding out.
Yeah. So he's not having the grind where he's, having to fight for every position like some of the guys.
You'd be surprised. Especially,
I saw him in
guarding smaller people. You would think it'd be like easier, but guarding someone smaller, I mean, they're coming for your legs, for your lower body to kind of fight you for positioning. So you gotta, you're getting the full brunt of their weight at half of your height. Like it's pretty much all going against your legs.
Yeah, but I still think these young guys can play.
They can play, but he's not that young. Like the NBA needs to do a better job pushing the younger guys so that we don't even care that the older guys are sitting down like they should.
29 is young in NBA years.
Man, he about to be 30, dog. You can't move like you can move in your 20s than you can like in your early.
That's when LeBron was getting his championships, was in his 30s.
Man,
that's when Mike was getting his championships.
But again, we're talking about people who are the anomaly. We're not talking about people who are like, a couple
Kobe
tiers
was
below.
getting his in his 30s.
But you're talking about all-time greats, like people who are like.
You don't think Embiid can be an all-time great?
All-time great talent, maybe.
Wow. So okay?
He's missed too much time, like you said. He's not an all-time. Could he be? I mean, maybe if he continues this trajectory, but has he even been to the conference final or what? He been to the conference finals once? He hasn't been to an NBA finals. You can't be an all-time great to me if you don't at least make it. Can we do more? Can we have more postseason success? He's not an all-time great to me right now. He hasn't done enough.
I mean, he's got to be on the court to do stuff. He's got to be on the court to do it.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to sit his butt down in the regular season.
If he sit down, he's not out there. So what do you?
He needs to sit down some more so he can be ready for the postseason to finally shut the haters up and go perform.
I guess, but yeah, I don't. I think he needs to play, but he has the potential to be an all-time great, just like those other people mentioned. He could be doing that at a high level. His big self just got to be out there.
But he's never been a healthy player. Like he's just like the same thing we say about Kawhi and any other injury-prone player. This is who they are. So when you know who these kind of players are, you got to get in front of their injuries by giving them adequate rest. Because if you play them like the average player, they're going to get hurt more because they're injury prone.
I mean, he's not Brandon Roy, not Greg Oden. But I mean, you look at Steph. Steph was injury prone. He plays a lot of basketball. He got his ailments fixed, and they treated him, and now he's one of the all-time greats.
But just because it worked for Steph doesn't mean it's going to work for Embiid. We're talking about someone 100+ pounds heavier, a foot taller. It's different people, man. It's not going to work for some people. and we got to be okay with that.
I mean, I'm okay with it, but then he can't be calling himself. You can't be calling him MVP if he can't stay on the court. He's not the MVP. He's not the best player in the game if he's not going to be in the game. So
I'm just saying, but you still didn't give me someone that's playing better than him right now. That's all I'm saying.
When he plays,
he sat out like half the season.
But I'm sure you can go get somebody else. Some of them old players can go out there and play one game and have a great game. Take off.
Yeah, but we ain't talking about one game though. Like he's played. He's missed a few games, but he's definitely played the majority of the games. We're not saying he's just playing like 10 games and then called him the GOAT. Like he's still going to play, but he's not. Just because someone says you got to play 65, that doesn't disqualify from their greatness if they can't play 65 games. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's 17 games off. That's a lot, but I mean, you can't make 65.
Sure in Gil's Arena, they were talking about how the past like few MVPs, most of them didn't play 65 games. They went down the whole list.
But I mean, they're letting that be the norm, and that shouldn't be. You should play an X amount of games to be considered the best in the league if you're in that conversation.
Look, they didn't have a problem with it until somebody started saying 65 games. Once they started saying 65 games, now everybody's now even Halliburton might not be all NBA. The guy that you say is the best Tyrese in the East.
Yeah, most improved player, but
he might not even be eligible for that because of the 65 games.
I mean, you got to. I mean, I don't know what to say.
But if you get a serious injury, like a freak accident happens, you miss out on hundreds of millions of dollars because all NBA selections are like a big contract boost. How's that fair to someone who just got a rinky-dink injury and just misses out on potentially a bag that could set him up for the rest of his life or his family?
Consider this: will your boss give you a huge raise if you're not there? If you're missing a ton of days, if they never know when you're going to be out, huh?
But I mean, if I'm one of the best at my job, yeah.
But you're never there. But you're not there. So someone else has to.
Well, I'm there, but I'm there when it counts.
Well, it counts every day if it's money making.
No, because you and I both know every day does not mean like every day. The weight of each day is not the same.
Because if I'm signing that $200 million check, and you ain't in the building for 20 games, and we only got an 82 game season,
62 games.
Okay, so that's 20 nights where I don't get to sell out an arena because you're not going to be there.
Why wouldn't you sell the arena?
Because we just said it's a superstar-driven league, so people come to see the players.
But like you said, right? If you think because he's one of the best point guards, let's just say he's the best point guard in the NBA. So for 62 games, you got the best point guard in the NBA. Why wouldn't I deserve a raise? Because 20 games, I can't give you the best point guard in the NBA?
Because I mean, I don't know when you're going to be in or out. Why am I going to spend that much money?
But if I'm legitimately hurt, why do I?
I mean, if it's legitimate, then yes, you.
But he's the example. He legitimately got hurt, and now he's missed X amount of games where he's on the verge. That's why the rule is dumb.
I mean, that should be under discretion of your owner and whoever's paying you. Whether if you know you got a legit injury and you have to be out, then yeah, you should consider that when you're, as far as you can't make the All NBA team, but you were on pace to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna still pay you. But if you're just sitting out because I got a stomach ache, if I'm sitting out 17, 18, 19 games because I got a stomach ache every other game, or I stub my toe and I don't want to get out there, then no, I'm not going to pay you those big bucks.
I just don't think every owner thinks like that per se.
They probably don't.
If you're the best on your team, you're covered. It don't matter, right? It really shouldn't. Like, you are covered because you are.
But you have to prove it. I mean, if you were Steph, LeBron, you've proven that because you brought home championships to us. If you haven't brought a championship to us, not even an in-season tournament, an NBA Cup, then I might have to think twice about it. I mean, look at Kemba Walker. Jordan's probably looking back in hindsight saying he made the right decision because soon after he left and went to Boston, soon after that, he was injury prone. So, and look at Derrick Rose. He got his big max contract, then got hurt and was never right again. That's money out of my pocket that goes to you. And now you can't deliver for me. You can't do the job that I'm paying you for. But I know that's not your fault, but these owners have to be a little leery and make sure that you're getting the full product when I give you this big paycheck.
Man, these owners are
they got plenty of money.
They got billions. Man, I don't care if they got to break off a little bit of bread from that billionaire tree. Then look, if your argument has anything to do with the owner, I'm sorry. You should have stuck with the fans because owners.
But but you just got to think about it from me, or you. Are you going to spend money on something that's not making you any more money necessarily, or could potentially make you lose money? Even if you got plenty of money, you're not going to do something that's going to hurt your bottom line. You're just
how am I going to lose money with the NBA?
Because if your player never plays, you're not going to sell out arenas.
Trade him. Trade him for somebody.
Okay, exactly. So I'm not going to give him that max contract, so he loses out on it because he can't stay on the court.
Well, if you're saying he don't make you money, is different than him just being out on the court because he'll make you money. If LeBron goes down for the rest of the season, the Lakers are still set.
But they're the Lakers. They're not the Pacers. They're not the Hornets. They're not the Bucks. They're not these small market teams that they absolutely need these superstars. They haven't built a team like the Lakers with tradition, and they could sell their brand from just their name. Do you think anybody's going to go see a Pacers game with just anybody out there playing? No. A Hornets game? No. So you have to. So you absolutely need your superstars to be out there playing. You're not the Bulls. You're not the Bulls. You're not the Lakers. You're not the Sixers. You're not these Celtics. You're not these certain teams that can get away with that type of stuff.
I don't know, man.
Small market teams absolutely need their guys, so they have to put those stipulations in there because I'm not going to pay you big bucks if you can't provide me your service. So, I mean, that's just my 2 cents, but we're going to have to wrap this up because I have some things to do.
God, we've been here for an hour. Good gracious.
So, I mean, if you guys enjoyed the live stream, please let us know. I had quite a few people in and out, so I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream of the GOATcast podcast. We'll try to do some of these every now and then to change up the pace, but hope you guys enjoyed. You got any parting words?
Nah, hope y'all enjoyed the live stream and enjoyed the banter from us too, and definitely
we got way off of the all-star selection, so that's how it goes sometimes on the GOATcast. We can get on one topic and go into some.
I mean, there wasn't much else to talk about all-stars, you know. We said, you know, who snubs, who made it, you know, so wasn't much to go.
So I'm pretty sure everybody that made it, or I feel everybody that made it, deserved it. So I don't think there was too huge of a snub. So congrats to all those young guys.
What, 4 of them?
Who's old?
Yeah, the only young guys I'm seeing is Hallie, Maxey, Brunson.
I mean, Randall's not a spring chicken, but he's not heading to the old folks' home. So, I mean, these guys are still young. If they're 30 and under, they're young. So that's
I tip my fro to you then.
Yeah, okay then. All right. Well, we're gonna get up out of here, guys. We appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back soon with more GOATcast and more content. So check us out. And I think that's it for us tonight.
Peace.